That's hilarious. And if the bartender has a sense of humor, in the third round he'll line them all up, rail gin, and everybody's head explodes. So fun.
Never heard of
it. I'm in. Yeah, it's really, we should play it again. It sounds like a segment.
Let's do it. On a Friday.
Countdown.
Yeah, I can't even imagine seeing that happen at a club when you're there with your friends.
It's like an Irish pub more.
And I'm sure the bartender really appreciates it.
Yeah, sure.
Shots of water.
Love it. Thanks, guys.
I tip well. I have a lot of money.
Sure.
Top VIPs, very important players for Week 17. Nate, who's getting into the club to hang out with Kyle and play landmine?
All right, I'm going with a guy who's been on the VIP list, and he got in very young. Actually came in with a fake ID, and that's Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, when you break down the name Juju, I'm not saying this is the meaning of his name, but it's a charm or a magic associated to a situation. Now, he's been charming on social media, and he's been magical since he stepped on the field. He has 106 catches. That's tied for fifth. 1,389 receiving yards. That's fourth in the NFL. I mean, as the youngest player to 100 catches at 22 years old. All right, yada, yada, yada. It's been all good for Juju Smith-Schuster, who's been the Robin to Antonio Brown's Batman. But last week, that charm wore off. Last week, he wasn't smiling. Last week, everybody was pointing the fingers, including himself, saying it was my fault up against the Saints, fumbling that ball as we were going down to win the game. Now, the reason why I love this, not because Juju made a mistake. I never want to see a young fella hang his head and go on social media and have to put out a post emotional. But I will say this, Juju's always smiled on the field. He's always been happy on the field. He's always been jovial on the field. And Kyle, you said it last week. The fact that we're going to see Juju play mad for the first time. We're going to see Juju upset. He's always been that guy with that big grin. You see all of his teeth. Yeah. But now for the first time, he's going to play frustrated.
Vengeance.
And I've been there before. I've made a mistake in the previous game. And I tell you what, there's nothing like a wide receiver scoring who is out there trying to prove a point because he felt like he lost the game. Even though I can tell him, it's not your fault. You guys have plenty of opportunities. But in his head, he's like, oh, I can't wait to torch the Bengals. What I'm going to do at home versus these guys is going to be something they'll remember forever. So watch Juju Smith-Schuster because he's in VIP up to this point, and after this weekend, he's going to stay in VIP.
It's good. You know, you ever walk into the club, and it's almost like everyone's just, it's conformity maximized. Everyone's dressed the same.
Yes.
Guys are all wearing the same
cocktail,
same exact drink, same exact pants.
Yep.
The women all look the same.
Yep.
And then there's that one exotic figure in the corner of the club, and you're like, well, what's that person's deal? It might be the girl with the pink hair. It might be the guy in the hooded sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That's Ravens defensive coordinator Wink Martindale.
He's the guy?
He's the guy with the girl with the pink hair.
He's the girl with the pink hair. Don Martindale has a defense right now that is so suffocating, so enlightened, so invigorated that they are unlike any other unit in the league, and this Ravens team plays football unlike any other team in the league. While everyone else in the club is some young, hotshot, 30-something fireball of a kid who's going to be the next great Sean McVay, Don Martindale's sitting there saying, you know what, man? Let me just stop it. Let me just stop everybody. I am my own beast, and these are my own beasts.
Can I get a bud?
Can I get a Bud Heavy?
Big Bud Heavy.
That's Don Martindale. Wink Martindale.
You got any wings?
Wink Martindale looks the part. If you look at Wink Martindale, he doesn't have the young, sexy hair gel flair of a Sean McVay.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the cool shaved head look with the visor of a Matt Nagy. Wink Martindale's coming in there probably wearing the same clothes he wore in 1993.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. He's been around, and his defense plays like it's 1993.
Okay.
And this club might be playing music like it's 1993.
Okay.
This Ravens team is such a throwback squad, and they are led by John Harbaugh. Nothing away from John Harbaugh, but the defense sets the tone, and Wink Martindale is their defensive coordinator. Everyone's looking for the young, hot offensive coordinator, the next new head coach of the Packers, the Browns, the Jets, whoever. Wink Martindale is that guy in the club with the hooded sweatshirt worth $1 billion. I might take him right now because that is the guy that's the outlier.
Okay.
And I love the way this Ravens team plays football. What's up, Wink? What's up,
No,
Wink?
it's something about Peter, like a guy who's winking at a club.
There's a whole bunch of fun.
He goes up to the DJ, he's like, you got any Cotton Eye Joe? That's my jam, 1993, baby.
You got any snap?
You can't teach an old dog new tricks if you already know
Not
it.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you guys ever been to a club where you've been going there a long time and it's always one way and then they remodel or rebrand and you walk in like to the club 2 months later and it's totally different?
Sure.
New name,
So
everything.
you walk in and it's like crazy high techno, high flying, fast tempo. You can't hear your friends.
Right.
Then you walk in like a month later for somebody else's birthday and you're like, whoa, it's like a jazz club now?
Totally.
Slow down. It's more
Rebrand.
of a lounge. The couches have been remodeled.
Okay.
That is what I think is going on with the Vikings over the past couple of weeks, and that is why Dalvin Cook is my very important player because they are slowing things down. Stefanski has taken over. Zimmer wanted to run the ball. Could they behind this offensive line? Yes, they could, because Dalvin Cook has looked awesome. He's had 100 or more total yards in 3 of his last 4 games, including back-to-back games under Kevin Stefanski. So I'm saying all this to say this. Key to them getting a win in Chicago, key to them making a run in the playoffs is Dalvin Cook, slowing the game down, running the ball. This was a guy who played 4 games last season, and when they had the mini miracle, it was awesome. And then when they lost and got knocked out of the playoffs, it was, man, if they had Dalvin Cook, they could have gone all the way. Now is your time to be the VIP throughout this entire playoff run. If you get there, it's all on Dalvin Cook.
Club rebrand catches people off guard, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what's coming?
Well, now it's like a lot. You're slowing it down a little bit.
Yeah.
You're cooler, more in control. It's not as frantic as it was to start the season on the offensive
It's true.
side.
It's like Rogue. This place used to be
Well,
called
it's
Bliss. What is this? Totally different.
Kirk's running around with, the club the whole time. Now we can just kind of chill. Like, go hang out.
More of a lounge deal.
Yeah.
I like
Club Cobalt now.
White Lotus.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm going out of the club, guys. I'm going to take a sharp left turn from the club to the bassinet. Let me tell you why. In Yulee, Florida, on January 4th, 1994, there was a beautiful baby boy who was born. His name was Derrick Henry. Very big child. They put him on the scale. He weighed 108 pounds at birth. It's incredible. Yes. January 4th, 1994. That child was born on that day for December 30th, 2018, for this coming Sunday. That's Derrick Henry. This is the game he was born to play. This is why he is on this planet. I don't know what is going on with the Titans quarterback, if it's Blaine, if it's Mariota, if it's Blainus, Mariabert, whoever it may be. It's going to be 22 who is going to get them to the playoffs. I don't think the Titans can win this game if Derrick Henry does not have a monster game. The last time he played a game this big, it was Alabama versus Clemson. It was the one they beat Deshaun Watson in, another AFC South quarterback. Derrick Henry needs to do what he was born to do, and that is run people over. We talked about the story on this show. He had a heart-to-heart with Eddie George, and Eddie George, to paraphrase here, said, dude, you're 245 pounds and you're soft. Start running people over. And since then, he has been a bigger, badder Earl Campbell, the biggest baby on the block. I said earlier this week, he needs to be the guy that the parents of the opposing players are saying, this is not fair, get my boy off the field, he's going to hurt somebody. He needs to have the Derrick Henry game he was born to have, or I don't think the Titans have a chance. Get in the club. Somebody give him a rattle. Big one.
Triple
A
shot
rattle
of
in the
Henny.
club now.
That's right.
I don't know what kind of clubs you went to back in the
Crazy.
day.
Shot of Henny.
Baby Bjorn right there in the club. Dancing a Luda.
Hashtag Team Figo.
Eddie George also said that you should play like your career depends on it.
Why do you think the Carriers are going to Deion Lewis? They're going to get rid of you. Since then, he's been unstoppable.
Love that. I love that we know that story. That's
a great story.
Absolutely amazing look behind the scenes there. Up next, Saints, they locked up home field advantage. What is postseason quarterback?